Welcome back to our city. I'm pleased to be joined on the second segment of the show by Mr. Jason Vitug from Phroogal Road. Jason, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me, Mayor.
Did I say your last name correctly?
Vitug.
Vitug, okay. So tell us about yourself. You have an interesting story. You went to school here, went to the West Coast, came back.
Yeah,
What's going on?
I grew up in Elizabeth. I went to Elizabeth public school system, kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade. I lived in all parts of Elizabeth. So from the waterfront, Elmora, Bayway, you name it, I lived there. 7 different places.
7 different places.
7 different places. And so I took that a lot with me. So when I graduated college, I went to Rutgers University. I had the opportunity to get into banking. Then 7 years into that, I became a senior executive, and I got relocated out into Silicon Valley. So I was working for a financial institution in Menlo Park, California. Really great. I mean, my office was right across Facebook headquarters, so surrounded with technology, surrounded with a lot of entrepreneurs, and I did that for a number of years. And then
you also became a startup founder. How did that happen?
It's
Somebody
really
wake you up in the middle of the night and said, "I'm going to do this."
Well, I would never thought I would be an entrepreneur. I just wanted to be a CEO of a large company, and eventually, what I did was I grew a credit union from 65 million to 110 million in 3.5 years. So I did that extensively, and I traveled all around the country. And as a millennial, I wanted to take a step back. I was trying to find my purpose. So instead of taking on the successor role of CEO for my organization, I decided to sell everything I owned, resigned, and I backpacked around the world. I went through 20 countries in 12 months in 2012. And it was that experience that really solidified my mission in life, which is to empower my generation to make better financial decisions so they can live their dream lifestyle.
I hope you stayed out of North Korea.
Yeah, I stayed away.
So what is Phroogal?
So Phroogal is the best and simplest way to learn about money. We crowdsource financial information online from all curated sources. So we work with a lot of financial technology organizations as well as nonprofits and agencies that have this plethora of questions and answers. And we index and aggregate that and make it easier for people to find information.
Tell me that in simpler terms.
We crowdsource answers, so you can easily find an answer to your money questions better.
So if I'm looking for an answer to a money question or a savings question, I could go to you.
Yeah, you can go in, type in how do I start saving, and you could easily find a number of answers that pertain to your specific need. You can go in, how can I improve my credit score, and we've curated some of the best answers to help you specifically fix your credit or improve your credit score situation.
Now, do people strictly get it from the internet, or would there be a voice if they need to call somebody with a follow-up individual question?
Well, we're a financial technology organization, so everything is done through tech, and so the algorithm, the programming is very specific that it can help you answer those questions very quite easily.
Really?
And then so there is no person that you can speak with. However, in our next iteration, so in our next product version, you'll have the ability to connect with financial educators, financial advisors, and planners. So if you want to take that into the next step of, okay, I've got all the information that I need online, I want to sit down with a professional and talk about the next steps, we're going to make that possible.
That sounds really interesting. I mean, that people can do that. So what's the biggest challenge in preventing people from living in their dream lifestyle? You mentioned you did yours. You went to 20 countries, traveled around the world, saved your money, now did a startup. So what prevents other people from doing that?
It's access to information. It really is access. And there's a lot of resources and tools available to help people find information. But I mean, we're really reliant on Google. And Google's algorithms and system, everyone here uses Google. And so you type in your question, and all of a sudden you get 10 million answers, and you're sifting through it, and it's not typically the best answer, or the result that you get isn't the best answer for your situation, and we've changed all that, and so now it's easier to access information on Phroogal. And with easy access to info, you're able to make better financial decisions that lead you to your dream lifestyle.
So Elizabeth's not known for startup tech companies. Yes. Why here?
Well, I'm from here.
I know.
Yeah, so it's.
But you traveled the world. You could have went anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I left Palo Alto, California, and San Francisco to move back home, and I have a number of friends who are entrepreneurs in their own right. They own businesses in Elizabeth, and coming from here, I wanted to give back. And I know there's Elizabeth is central. There is a growing tech community throughout New Jersey, from Jersey City down to Princeton, and I just truly, I truly see that Elizabeth as that center of this new burgeoning technology ecosystem.
So how does Phroogal empower people? And how do you see that happening at the end result?
Well, right now we target millennials, and we're finding that millennials are using our knowledge base, are using the information on our database to make better decisions, and so they're empowered to choose the right credit card for their situation, to choose the right mortgage, to improve their credit so they can get that job or that employment. So they're being empowered with better and easier access to financial information.
So how do you grow your company, Elizabeth? I mean, we've had a private conversation about this, but share with our viewers how you expect to grow this company in Elizabeth.
So right now we are, my staff is spread all around the country because we are technology. So it makes it easier for us to kind of work through emails and phone calls and Skype calls. At this juncture, we're going to do a lot of community events to engage the community at large in Elizabeth and the surrounding towns. And we're looking at within the next 6 to 12 months to grow the team and really start something interesting and wonderful in Midtown.
Now you're talking about 30 events in 30 days. What was that?
Yeah, so
tell us about that, or the Road to Financial Wellness campaign you want to do in the summer?
Yeah, I wanted to do something pretty epic and something crazy. So I envisioned what's the best way to get people excited about personal finance, because money in reality isn't really interesting. People don't want to talk about it unless they're thinking about spending it. And everything you hear is about save, 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 and no one wants to listen, and hence so it falls on deaf ears. So I wanted to align the message of personal finance, the importance of financial knowledge, with a crazy road trip. So I'm taking my team through 10,000 miles across the country. We're zigzagging from starting in Portland, Maine, ending in Los Angeles, California, 30 events, 30 locations in 30 days. So it's not just your random road trip where we have a beginning and an end. We're actually participating in 30 events in 30 locations. So it's a quite interesting endeavor, but we're all excited, and the locations that we're working with and the organizations, the nonprofits, they're excited in being part of this road to financial wellness.
Tell us about the one in Elizabeth.
So we will be here. So Elizabeth is pit stop number 4 on the road. So we will have a big event in Midtown, June 4th, starting at 6 p.m. And we've just found the perfect location on Midtown. It's a Snyder Academy on Broad Street in Caldwell Place, the school that Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr attended. And it's we're going to have speakers involved in talking about lifestyle choices, personal finance, and you get to hear my entire story of growing up in Elizabeth, moving to Silicon Valley, then backpacking around the world, then coming back and giving back to the community.
So is there a best part of all this? I mean, it's an exciting story you have about, and you're young, so it's an exciting story to this point. Is there a best part of this story? Where is the best part, I should say?
Well, it's for me when I get an email, when I get a tweet message or a Facebook chat message from a random individual that says that their life has changed from the information that we've provided, and so for me that is the best part, is that we are actively and helping and empowering people and living their dream lifestyle. So that is my mission, to help people live that more purposeful life, and it's currently being addressed by this entrepreneurial endeavor. So
if people want more information on Phroogal or the Financial Road to Wellness, where can they get it?
Easily online. So it's Phroogal, and it's spelled differently. So it's not your F-R-U-G-A-L. It's Phroogal, Phroogal.com. You can follow us on Twitter at Phroogal. We're really active on social media, so you can tweet, send us Facebook messages, follow us on Instagram. So we have a very active community of 60,000 millennials. So come join us, learn about Phroogal, as well as the Road to Financial Wellness, which is phroogal.com/road.
So there's 60,000 millennials who are, is subscribed the wrong word, or part of this effort?
Yeah, so it's we have 60,000 members of our community, and we're growing. So in a very short period of time, in the last 12 to 18 months, we've grown up to 60,000 community members. And with this endeavor, where we plan to reach millions of people through social media, we expect that to double, if not triple, after the month of June.
So do you see this going outside of the country or strictly within the country?
We actually get a number of questions and answers requests in English-speaking countries, the UK, and even Germany, which is not an English-speaking country. But yeah, we do get a number of questions all over. And so, but I really look at this as building Phroogal in the US first and seeing where we go next from there.
Sounds like really interesting. I look forward to being at the 4th event.
Would love for you to be there.
In Elizabeth. Yeah, I want to hear some of this, and I look forward to seeing how you grow this company, especially in Elizabeth, and helping some of the people here in our city. So Jason, I want to thank you for taking the time to join us on the show this evening, and I wish you well with Phroogal. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
First of all, I want to thank Mr. Donald Johnson, Mr. James Horn, and Mr. Joe Stetson, who were on the first part of the show, and Mr. Jason Vitug, who's on the second part, and look forward to his efforts with Phroogal. I'm Chris Bolwage, and we'll see you next week on another edition of Our City.